Hi everyone, my name is Connor Wade. Welcome to the Power Eye Racing Facebook page, where tonight, here on Saturday, March 20th, 2021, we're wrapping up the season opening weekend for the Lucas Oil Power Eye National Midget League with our first visit to Monarch Motor Speedway in Wichita Falls, Texas. Last night, the season opener, Buddy Kofoid, the 7-time winner from last season, he broke out, got his first win of the new year. He's looking to go back-to-back tonight with plenty of other contenders in the field looking to do the same. Right now, we're glad you're joining us on the Facebook page. You'll be able to watch all the racing action tonight live on mavtvplus.com and the MAV TV Plus Facebook page as well. But for now, let's take a look at the pit area here at Monarch Motor Speedway. We're going to look at the Keith Kunz Turbac Titanium Motorsports team. They were very consistent last night. Dayson Persley led, ended up finishing second. Kaylee Bryson had a top 10. Bryant Wiedemann had a very strong run, was running up front early on, ended up being caught up in an incident. But Cade Lewis, the 13-year-old from California, upside down last night in his midget debut. He's ready for night two. Brenham Crouch had his first career series top 10 last night, and last night's winner, Michael Buddy Kofoid. Buddy, how'd it feel to get back in victory lane to start the season? We've seen you, when you win one, you kind of go on a tear and win a whole bunch of them. What can you do to translate that momentum like you've done in the past, and did on a tear here and win a bunch of races?
Yeah, hopefully we just keep our momentum up. So been good with USAC for the start of this year, and was able to get some sprint car wins. So it's been a good couple months so far. So Jarrett, Grant, and Andrew do a really good job, and hopefully from what we learned last night, we can just carry over tonight and just perfect a little bit and be a little bit better. So Keith Kunz Motorsports, Toyota, and Mobil 1, they give us all the right tools to be fast. So hopefully we can just keep doing our job.
Coming into last season, it was your first full-time season with KKM. A year under your belt, what was different about coming into this season?
I guess for the most part, a lot of the places that we're going to go to this year, it'll be my second time seeing it for the most part, where, a lot of the places I went to last year was kind of fresh for me. And but the nice thing is, we hit a lot of them back to back, like this night, for example, or even, Turnpike, go to I-44 twice, which we've had success at. So just being back a second season with the same team, and it's kind of like home. So there's no big changes. We're still running the same car we finished the year off with. It's been really good to us. So the car's the same, crew guys are the same. So and it helps when things are just the way you left off on, and but starting the new season, another new season with them, and just seeing the same places also helps.
Well, Buddy, congrats on that win last night. I know you're trying to do the same tonight. Best of luck to you.
Thank you, guys.
Buddy Kofoid, beautiful number 67 car for KKM, this 2021 team. Let's look over here, the other side of the pit area. There's a look at the KKM Micro. Emerson Axum in the 15 car, Carter Sarf in the 21K as we come to this side of the pit area. Let's look at this 21K. Carter Sarf had a really strong run going last night, was inside the top 5 before going upside down. That crew's been thrashing, working very hard to get that piece back together, and you did a look at it there, finishing up adjustments to that car. Carter looks pretty busy, so we'll let the crew stay to work. Let's go over and see if we can talk to our defending series champion, Jake Newman. That 3N car started deep in the field last night, was able to work his way up to P4 to start the season out strong, looking for a second consecutive series championship. And we'll see if Jake's around. We might have to ask one of his crew guys. Where's the champ at? Said he's running around here somewhere. This is Josh Newman. Josh, who are you again? Tell us exactly who you are and what you do.
Well, I'm Jake's brother, and I kind of help maintenance cars, do tires this weekend. Normally we got Alan here. He stayed home this weekend, so we're just out here having a good time here in Texas.
How much credit does Jake give you for the championship last year?
Well, not really a lot, but I try to help when I can, It's nice to do it as a family racing team and have a little bit of fun.
Well, hey, man, good luck tonight. Hopefully Jake will have another strong run. He was moving through the field last night.
Yeah, we're going to try a few things tonight, see what we can do going into Turnpike next week. That's the big week there. So we'll see what we can do.
Well, thanks for talking to us, Josh. Best of luck to you. That's Jake Newman's brother, the champ in the Brant Professional Agriculture 3N, looking for his first win of the 2021 season. We got the Dave Matt crew over there next to it. There's Flea Ruzic. Everybody loves Flea Ruzic. He's got his 2 cars. Carter, or I should say, Emilio Hoover and Trey Drop, last year's Rookie of the Year. Flea's wearing a NASA shirt today. Flea, so you got a NASA shirt on. Are you applying to be an astronaut?
No, it was actually because Emilio launched that car over the fence last night, and we achieved liftoff.
Well, did you get it fixed?
We got it fixed. It was actually nothing major. Needed a front axle, couple radius rods, and then Trey had an engine issue. He pulled in early. It was just a rough night, but
Here, you had a new hobby over the off season. You were painting a lot, channeling your inner Bob Ross. How do you pick up on stuff like that? What got you into that?
It's funny. Like you do stuff like this every day. Racing, and there's no way to get away from it. A lot of people, have regular jobs and they go golfing or something like that on the weekend to go relax. And I used to go racing when I was younger, and now a hobby has turned into a career. That's what I do for a living, and you never ever get away from it. I mean, you live it from the time you wake up every Monday till Friday, and you leave town and you go racing and you deal with it some more. And then, on the drive home, hey, guess what? You got 20 customers that call you and they race somewhere else. So you never get away from it. So I like being creative, whether I'm welding stuff or building things, and painting is just something I wanted to try. I told people about 8 months ago, we got rid of all our TV stations in our house. We don't have any satellite or cable or anything. So if it's not happening immediately in front of me, I have no clue what's going on in the world. But on the TV, there's a free Bob Ross channel, like on the TVs. So I started watching Bob Ross, and I remember watching it when I was a kid, and it was just kind of intrigued me or whatever. So I thought, man, I'll try doing something different. So that's kind of how I ended up painting. And then I moved from oil paintings because I'm not a very patient person. I need immediate results. So we went from oil paintings, which takes like a month for an oil painting to dry, and I bought a bunch of acrylic paints, and they dry really quick. I mean, you can put a color on and like 2 minutes later go on it with another color, and you just keep toying with it until basically you get what you want. And if you don't like it, put another color on it and make it till you're happy.
So after Emilio's rough night last night, when y'all were talking after the races, did you tell him it wasn't a mistake, it was just a happy accident?
No, I didn't. That'd have been good. But no, you beat me to that one. I didn't use that line.
Talk a little bit about Trey Drop. Came into your stable towards the end of last season, and with a little bit to work with him there towards the end of 2020. Now full time with him in 2021. You've got to be excited about that. What's the biggest thing that you expect we're going to see out of Trey Drop this year?
Hopefully we get some consistency going here. We're kind of struggling. I don't know if he's the bad luck or I'm the bad luck or what, but we went to Ocala and we burned a piston, and then last night we had another little issue. So hopefully we're not sure if one of us is eating chicken or wearing green or what the bad luck is, but hopefully we get that behind us. He's a good kid, hard worker, and we haven't had any luck yet.
Well, hey, Flea, thanks for taking some time to talk to us. Best of luck to you in your cars tonight.
Thank you, guys.
That's Flea Ruzic. Well, one of the new organizations competing with Power Eye this year will be CB Industries, and they've got 3 really good drivers, 3 really good young drivers that we're going to be seeing. And it was hard to pick just one to interview, so we decided to talk to the man in charge, and that is Mr. Chad Boat. Chad, really good to see the CB Industry cars here in Texas running with Power Eye this year. Tell us about your 3 drivers and what you're expecting personally from them this season.
Yeah, obviously they're all very young and have a ton of potential. So last night was, the first midget race for a couple of them, and then, Ryan's had a couple from last year. But we're excited to get going and just get laps. I think, once they kind of get comfortable in the cars, the sky's the limit for all 3 of them, and just going to be kind of learning each other here at the beginning of the year, and then hopefully by the summer months we'll be hitting our stride and winning some races.
So let's briefly, I'm going to ask you about each of them individually. Let's start with Ryan Timms. He was the first driver you guys announced for your stable here in 2021. What have you seen from him? He was the only one really coming into this season that had a little bit of midget experience. So going from Dave Mack Motorsports now into one of your cars, what's the biggest thing that stood out to you about him? Yeah,
I think Ryan just has great car control, has a good understanding of, what he needs out of the car. And, obviously he's done a lot of other raced a lot of other types of cars. So he's doing a, sprint car deal with his family, which I think is great. I think it adapts him to the speed and everything and kind of slows it down when he gets back into the midgets. So I think once we kind of learn each other and figure out what he wants out of the car, I think you'll definitely see him up front.
And then Jade Avedisian picking up the John Heath Championship win last year, $20,000 to win, one of the biggest micro races in the country. How long has Jade Avedisian been under your radar?
Yeah, obviously, when she won that race, we started talking a little bit, and then last November they came out and tested at Millbridge, and then it just worked out where we were able to put a schedule together to do a little bit of racing this year. So she'll be in about 17 of the races, and I think just the more she runs, the more laps she gets. Obviously, she has a ton of talent. She got up to a speed really quick in a micro, and she's still going to do a lot of that this year, which I think is going to help her. She honestly hasn't run a lot of non-wing, even when in the micro. So I think just the more laps she gets non-wing, even in the micro and the midget, she'll just continue to excel. And like I said, the sky's the limit really for all three of them.
And then Brent Cruz has taken Millbridge Speedway by storm the last couple years, and he was really strong last night, coming from deep in the field into the top 5 in his debut. Were you expecting that last night from Brent Cruz, just being the youngest one of the bunch?
I think you kind of go into this weekend not knowing what to expect or not putting too many expectations on it. Obviously, the biggest thing was to come here and make the features, and then after that, it's the goal is to run all the laps because you don't get any better, sitting in the infield or back at the trailer. So the big thing we've kind of stressed is to go out there and get all the laps, and then they all just have so much talent that once they get on the track, it all just comes naturally for them. So Brent has great car control, has a great understanding of where he needs to put the car on the track, to find grip, to make speed. So definitely excited with what we saw last night from all three of them, and looking forward to some more races, the coming few days.
Well, Chad, we're really excited to have you and your cars, your drivers, on the Power Ride Tour this year. Thanks for talking to us. Best of luck to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for it.
That's Chad Boat with CB Industries, owner of the 86, driven by Brent Cruz, the 85T of Ryan Timms, and the 84 of Jade Avedisian. And now we're going to hear from the newest member of the Power Eye MAV TV Plus broadcast crew, Brock Moore.
Thanks, Connor. Sitting here with TRD Hard Charger last night, Scott Evans. Scott, great show last night, coming from 24th to 11th, plus 13 position change for you. How do you feel going into tonight, with all that experience under your belt from last night?
Well, I tell you, when you got to start so far back because we were not good in our heat race. So looking forward to tonight. We're making changes. We built a left rear shock. We're going to change wheel weights a little bit. Hopefully be a little faster for the heat race so we don't start so far back in the A main. Honestly, we feel pretty good about tonight. The kids have a ton of talent. It's a lot of fun to come race with them. But tonight we're going to have fun and hopefully be a little faster.
Excellent. Well, speaking of experience, you actually have a lot of experience here at Monarch Motor Speedway. Back in the day, it was an asphalt track, right, running the Legends cars. So how does running the Legends cars back then, does that help you anymore? Nowadays, you're on a midget, you're on dirt. How does that help you or hurt you in the long run?
I don't know if it helps or hurts. It's definitely neat to come back to a racetrack that we've had a lot of laps at. Back in 2000, something like that, it was asphalt and we ran Legends cars here. And more recently, we run wing sprint cars and non-wing sprint cars here. I don't know if it helps or hurts, but it's definitely fun to come back to a place that we've had some experience with.
All right, and another fun fact about you, performance driving instructor back in the day.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of curious, does that, you got all this driving experience between micros and wing sprints and being a performance driving instructor. Does any of that kind of come together now when you've got all this experience to get behind this wheel and put on a good show for the fans tonight?
I will tell you, a midget is different than anything else that you drive. Very similar to a micro, but different from anything that you're ever going to experience if you go to NASCAR or do some road racing. So probably it's been 5 to 8 years, something like that, since we've done the instructing. With that, we had a whole fleet of yellow Corvettes that we road raced, and then a smaller fleet of IROC cars that we ran on the Super Speedway. So a lot of fun to interact with people and definitely learn about the cars and the safety of it. But when it comes down to driving, a midget is kind of in its own league.
Well, race fans, that concludes our pre-race coverage from Monarch Motor Speedway here tonight. Brock Moore is going to be doing the pit reporting duties as I'm on play-by-play tonight for the final night of our season opening weekend. Brock, last night, from lap 8 on, it was the Buddy Kofoid show. We saw a number of different drivers throw what they had at him. Nobody could get by him. Does anybody have anything for Buddy Kofoid tonight, in your view?
Watching the show last night, it's going to be interesting to see who can challenge Buddy Kofoid. He was running that bottom very, very well. And it seemed like if he needed to move up a little bit, he could move up a little bit. So it's going to be very interesting to see who can bring a challenge for him. I got to say, though, Jake Newman was moving through the field. We also talked to Scotty Evans. He was your TRD Hard Charger last night. It's going to be interesting to see who can come up and challenge Buddy Kofoid. But if I had to go for someone, I'd say Jake Newman, your 2020 Power Eye champion.
Well, Brock, We're really excited to have you on the broadcast tonight. Looking forward to it. You can watch the broadcast live from MAV TV Plus and the MAV TV Facebook page. It is night 2 for Monarch Motor Speedway with the Lucas Oil Power Eye National Midget League.